Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everyone. Apa khabar? Welcome to FPL Jedi Show episode 28 where we already passed our game week 32. We have witnessed some big game like Liverpool, Man City, and now we are stepping into double game week 33. Would like to welcome my co-host Azmin. How's your feeling?
I'm eager to get into it after yet another disappointing week for me. So that's on 30, 31, 32. So I need to stop the rot and hopefully it starts this week.
Yep, I think it's a big week. Especially we can see that there'll be a big double game week to certain teams that we are gonna look at. Okay, and you can see here our ranking. Okay, slightly drop, uh, downfall more. Okay, for myself 195,000 and for Azmin 240,000. Okay, so we're gonna quickly run through the team review. Okay, we see the agenda, game week 32 team review. Then we're going to have a match analysis. We run through all the 10 matches that have been run in game week 32. We then dive into double game week 33. We have going to have a look at the fixture ticker, and then we're going to see the fixture and players to target. Okay, one of them we can see on the right side, James Madison, who's actually the popular one currently for managers to pick under Leicester asset. We also gonna run through mid-table teams, whether they are still have the fight, okay, for the few matches in the running or they already on the beach. Then we're gonna have a look at overall game week 33 fixtures plus the doubles and also single game week. The captain pick, which is you'll be surprised that someone the normal king Egyptian is not in the list. And then our transfer plan for this week, the most interesting one, the what our what will we run through today is that I'm gonna bench boost. I will run through my bench boost team, and then Azmin gonna run through his free hit team. That's what the plan for both of us for this week. Okay, man, let's run through your game week 32.
Okay, so obviously a very disappointing week for me. Definitely could have been better. And the biggest mistake was the choice of captaincy, where I really thought that Manchester United would hurt Everton, but unfortunately they totally blanked. It was the early match on the Saturday morning, but yeah, that's fine. In fact, because I did 3 transfers, bringing in Son, Fernandez, and Cucho, but Cucho got injured, so I can't help it that one. Son was turned out to be a great pick, and he came through for me. But unfortunately, he was only my vice captaincy and not my captain. Otherwise, that would be a difference of 17 points,
Yep.
19 points. So
Yep.
it would
Yep.
have been great. Kane, of course, again, did score by 2 assists. I was disappointed a bit with Eriksen, although Brentford did hurt West Ham, but Eriksen was not involved. James came on as a sub. Cancelo,
You got assist,
Cancelo
yeah.
didn't, yeah. So Cancelo's okay. Doherty got injured as well, so that's something of concern for most. Uh, so Everton with a clean sheet, yeah. After I've just had it at Everton. It's not going to change my mind about leaving Everton because they definitely not. I'm not interested. So I actually fielded Foster instead of Ramsdale, but in the end it was the same
The
thing.
interesting one, yeah.
Yeah, I actually fully expected Arsenal to concede, and I thought Foster might be able to, get a couple of extra points from saves, but unfortunately, that in the end is the same. So all in all, it would have been all it needed was that captaincy change, and I think I would have been in a much better position. But otherwise, yeah, it is what it is, and we can only move on. 50,000 drop in rank.
Yep, that's definitely frustrating, but you still hang in there. Okay. This game with the three could be a game changer. I can see that Son and Kane is actually the form players right now, so there's nothing wrong there. The only thing is Bruno that you thought that he's gonna perform, but you have him now for double game with 33. Doherty is someone frustrating, to be fair. But you had him before this, right? It's not this week. The managers who
Yes.
bring in Doherty last week were definitely frustrated because they bring in and Doherty 1 point and who he looks likely going to miss for the rest of the season. Okay. Keane, I cannot say anything. When you least expected, he performed. And if let's say James doesn't come in, at least you got that Keane point, right? That's
Exactly.
how it is.
Yeah.
That's how it is. Okay. Let's go to my team. I'm a bit fortunate. I get 61 points overall. Okay. But my rank still dropped. So that is the frustrating part. From 191,000 slightly dropped to
Just a bit.
195,000, even though the average points is 48. I got more than average point, but still dropped. Definitely, I can sense that the Sun ownership, who's captain, is actually getting the gain for this week. Okay. Ramsey in goal, only 1 point. TA Cancelo, at least, they're fighting each other and produce an assist. Cancelo got the one bonus point. James, I pray actually James did not turn up. So at least, tapi but White is actually still 1 point. I cannot get that golden points anywhere. Okay. Coming in into my team, 10 point he scored and got the bonus point. And then Shah, okay, I think at least, man, I made the right choice, man. You said Shah
Yeah.
is better than White. Yep. He
Yeah.
keep a clean sheet even though got a yellow card. All right. Then Saka 1 point. Kulusevski, at least now he delivered me double digit point. 12 points. Okay. Yeah, I'm happy with him. Havertz, I'm not happy. So Chelsea trashed Southampton 6-0 and he got only one goal and sub out by halftime. So that's sum up my Havertz pick. 6 point only. If it could be different if I pick Mount. So we thought about Chelsea later. Salah and assist. I will not say anything, but now there's a lot of talk that Salah and Son is actually the debates right now. Okay, maybe we'll talk about them later. Whereas another disappointing 1 point and Salah before 60 minutes and nothing against Norwich. Looks like an alert for definitely who actually thinking about White Horse this week. Okay. But Kane still producing, even though 10 points and a yellow card. I captain him, no regrets. That's all from my team. I think no changes I made. And I got to transfer to think for this double game week, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So that that Newcastle clean sheet, yeah, it's really it's not so much a Newcastle clean sheet that I got right. It's more about Arsenal conceding because I really and it's something to look at moving forward because in the absence of both Partey and Tierney, which I mentioned earlier,
Yep,
it does look like it's really hurting Arsenal's defense. So it's something
yep,
that we need to, especially for this week now that there's a with the double game
yep,
week. So something to
yep. Arsenal
consider.
playing twice this week. Yes.
Yep. All right, let's move
Okay.
on.
Just have a glance at Game Week 32 Best 11, man.
Yep.
Loris is there with 10 points. He's been excellent. He's actually keeping the bay for Spurs against Villa. He could actually turn out different score if let's say Loris did not make save during that match. Alonso got 13 points, man. You know that was your player before this. He did not score against Champions League, but he's got a goal disallowed. So maybe if you want punt again, Michaelenko 9 points. Then Burn got 8 points instead of Shah. Maybe Shah because got yellow card did not get any bonus point. Sun 20 points. Mount 19 points. Okay, he reminds us I am the man, not Harvard. I don't know. Muipu, okay, this something we will not expect 14 points. Drewbury Hallman,
Yep.
13 points. I don't know whether Leicester asset people talk about Barnes and Madison. Maybe he could be the one. I don't know. Like you
Potentially.
mentioned, Bomo and Tony, who actually performed for Brentford, it's not Ericsson. They both got goal and assists. So you can see there why that 13 point and 12 points. Um, I might say maybe that's why a lot of people bring in Tony last week. So maybe I was wrong. he could be the one who's actually to be brought in our team instead of the
Yeah,
likes of Weghorst, Broja, and the rest. And then Bonner, wow, he got 15 points, 2 goals, I think, and
two
assists.
goals. Yeah.
Yep, and then he reminds us Champions League, he scored again. So maybe he's really the one to be aware or on watch list because Chelsea now has been dropped out from Champions League, and definitely they can only concentrate on the league moving forward. Me. So what can you take from this best 11?
Okay, so just to correct, Chelsea still have the FA Cup though.
Okay.
And so anyway, so you got the three Chelsea players there on that list. So will they continue to be good picks moving forward? You know, the problem with Werner, of course, is his place. But on the basis of that performance, fine. Although in the end they did lose against Real Madrid, but it does show that they're not short of goal scoring ability. So even against Real Madrid, they were scoring goals, and even in this match, they scored goals as well. So now without the Champions League, there'll be more strength in the Premier League. Of course, between the Premier League and the FA Cup, the first, I'm sure they'll want to win the FA Cup, but at the same time, they want to secure their Champions League spot as well. So to do that, it's a minimum third place and to get there. Mbeumo and Tony, yes, we're all laughing now. So here we are, and they finally, showing that, delivering on that promise they had all those game weeks ago. And Mbeumo especially, Tony fine, he was also scoring, but Mbeumo has suddenly decided that he now knows how to find the net. So instead of just hitting the bar, the crossbar, the post. So definitely good looking forward. Although of course again the problem with game week 33 is both Chelsea and Brentford don't have a double game, so that's a
Yeah.
issue moving forward. The thing at Burn, the thing is of course he scored more than Shah because Shah's got a yellow card, but Burn doesn't really have any goal scoring threat to speak of. Yeah, it's very rare, and yeah, so Loris, yep, kept scored 10 points, which is really good. I think they concede. What was the score for the Spurs
4
game?
0 4 0 so he keep a clean
4-0,
sheet.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, and 10 points, meaning he was involved in saves and got bonus points as well. So yeah, Spurs definitely looking good, still looking good moving forward. But Mykolenko is the flash in the pan. I wouldn't bother. I'm sorry. I'm annoyed with Everton, but yeah, but definitely Chelsea is something to look at moving forward.
Yep, something that we should be alert of. I think we can see Chelsea there. We can see definitely Son there come into our thinking. Definitely, he's pushing. Definitely, he got that hat trick. It's now. Do you want to consider him as the premium now and the essential? I mean, can I say that Son is now essential moving
It looks
forward?
like it, yeah, because he is in such good form, and based on the way that Spurs seem to be playing at the moment, of course, Son doesn't have penalties, but he's getting into those goal scoring areas much better now, and we know Son when he's in form, boy is he in form.
Yep, yep. We missed the hat trick. You got his hat trick. I miss him. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's go to the match analysis. Okay, we just walk through. Newcastle did keep a clean sheet against Wolves. Okay, or even though I expect Wolves to give more fight, Chris Wood scored this goal and got 3 bonus points. And Newcastle gonna play double in game week 33. What do you think, man, about Newcastle, especially Wood?
Yeah, so for the thing is for this match, I actually expected Newcastle to get something out of this match, and I thought it wasn't impossible that Wolves would blank. Newcastle at home has a much better defense, and yeah, it looks good for them going into game week 33 with a double game. Uh, I'm not, I'm not, I'm not that sold on Wood, of course, as he does have penalties to his cap. Um, but there are definitely other players considered. ASM Saint Maximin if he's fit. Ryan Fraser, although Ryan Fraser seems to have cooled off a bit after
Yep,
his
yep.
scintillating form a few weeks back. Shah, of course, to be considered for that goal scoring ability, but yeah, that's it. Wolves, of
Yep.
course, not on game week 33.
Just to remind, Fraser actually sub out because he's injured during that game. Okay, he
Hmm.
got only 1 point, and then I think Almiron sub in. So we need to be aware of Fraser fitness or health, whether he can. If not, then he's definitely not the one to consider. Okay, Everton versus Manchester United, man. People expect Manchester to win this game, definitely. The odds is there. You expect to win this game. Everton is really not in form, but Everton is a different animal in his home ground. Everton win this game, keep a clean sheet, and Gordon scored the goal and 3 bonus points.
All right. So
You have Bruno. So,
the thing is,
what do you
yeah,
think?
the thing, yeah. I mean, on the build up to this, I had a Manu fan who was a friend of mine, and he was extremely worried that when Manchester United go against the teams right at the bottom, they have trouble.
Yep.
So it proved in this game, and it was so frustrating to watch because it didn't look like Manchester United were motivated at all. And and we've seen Everton how bad they were previously in the previous game week. Yet somehow the fact that they pulled off a win there, I'm trying to decide whether it speaks more about Everton's willpower or Manchester United's willpower. Do Manchester United players think that such a match was beneath them, that they were able to just walk to a victory? Is that the issue here? I mean, there's a lot of underlying problems with Manchester United, and of course I'm frustrated, but overall,
Yep.
it shows you that you, even though the matchup looks favorable, this is a case of uh, both teams are in not good form. So of course, because with both teams not in good form, you went for fixture. I mean, personally, I went for fixture, but in the end, Everton won. And
Yep.
the thing is, I expected a goal scoring game on both sides. That's why I
Okay.
fielded Calvert Lewin.
Yep.
So, but it's hard to figure this out. So, but we will see definitely for game week 33. We'll still going on Manchester United assets simply because they play against Norwich and Liverpool. But whether this is the right move, we'll have to discuss that.
Okay. Just share a bit. It's a rare one. We got three players on 3 bonus points each one. Pickford 3, Gordon 3, and McConaughey 3. That's a rare one that I can share.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Arsenal
all the
versus Bright.
bonus points. So all the
Yep.
bonus points are at Everton side. Well, of course, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Arsenal versus Brighton. Arsenal lost again back to back from Crystal Palace last week. Now with Brighton at home, people are concerning with Arsenal form right now. Not sure whether they're still up for top four fight. Like you mentioned, the Tierney and also Partey, to an extent, Tomiyasu are out, affecting the team. Okay, performance. We can see there they concede 2 goals against Brighton, who actually not really in form. Uh, and then from Arsenal's side, Odegaard scored the goal, not the likes of Saka, Martinelli, and so on. So, what
Mm.
you can say about Arsenal moving forward, since his Arsenal going to have double game week in 33?
Yeah. So this is a problem with Arsenal because obviously we know that they don't have anything else. They're not fighting in anything else, so they can focus on the league. But I wonder if their lack of transfer activity in January is coming back to hurt them. They let go of Aubameyang. They didn't really bring in any new replacement in who could replace, at least be an impact sub. So they didn't bring anyone in. Um, and losing Partey it feels like they severely underestimated that, what happened if Partey gets injured, because Partey seems to bring so much to the team in terms of the fluidity between the defense and attack. And let's not forget, he is actually capable of being involved in the attack himself with scoring goals and odd goals and doing assists as well. And I mentioned earlier that without Partey, is Zaka going to be as good? And at the moment, it's not looking the
I
case.
think Zaka playing left side, right?
Mm.
Tierney and then Lokonga, is it? A partner
Yeah,
with,
yeah.
yeah.
So it's definitely a worry because I thought Martinelli would come to the fore for this one and bring his game, but Brighton held fast, and Brighton didn't have Webster. He was there, but he was on the bench. But somehow Brighton were able to pull a lift. So I want to find out with the need to figure out, is this also a turning point for Brighton as well? Given, of course they don't. Given they obviously they have a double game week in game week
Yeah.
32, but it's bad matchup, Spurs and Manchester
Yep.
City. But
Yep.
but the fact that they managed to win against Arsenal shows that maybe is this a turning point? That's something to decide.
Understand? We go to the next match, Southampton versus Chelsea. Chelsea actually on angry mode because they lost to Real Madrid before this, and then Tuchel mentioned that we need to focus on Southampton game, not to focus on Real Madrid and get his team up. They win 6-0. Okay, it's a big scoring game. We can see there Werner and Mount is actually the one who got the big points, not Havertz, like I mentioned, okay, because he's been subbed out. So, what do you think, man? Chelsea asset?
Yeah, Chelsea coming into the
Free.
for now that they knocked out of the Champions League as well. But yeah, I mean, but to be fair, their Champions League game, yeah, they were scoring as well. They were, it's just that Real Madrid came back
Yep.
and secured the win.
Yep.
But yeah, so definitely, because of course with the FA Cup against Palace, I would expect that be able to play around with their team as well. But I don't see a problem with them fielding a strong squad for the Premier League. So now that they're out with the CL, they can focus a bit more. Yeah, so Mount has come back to to show that he is another FPL player, that a player for FPL. And let's not forget that Mount is also the one on set pieces. Yeah. Werner scoring 2 goals and assists. So that's a rare.
That's a rare
Well,
one.
but for all you know, he may be able to keep it up. So it's something we'll have to see.
We will know if
Matchup.
let's say Lukaku is still out, Werner still keep playing and scoring goal. He looks more confident. That I can say. Okay, I don't know what happened to him. I don't know what the people Tuchel say to him, but he looks lively. He looks more prolific. He got another goal at Real Madrid. I
Yeah.
think he's someone to monitor, but at 8.6, he's definitely still expensive.
Yeah, so they play Arsenal in game week 33, West Ham in 34, Everton 35, Leeds, Wolves in 36. So they got 2 double games in 36 and 37, and they are not bad matchups actually. Leeds, Wolves, Leicester, and Manchester United. So aside from Wolves, all the other 3 teams are all known to concede goals quite regularly. So yeah, I mean, as we move towards the tail end of the season, Chelsea look like better and better picks for
Okay.
FPL.
All right. Just a bit on Southampton. They do play twice also in game week 33. Anyone you interested after seeing this score sheet?
Not really, but when I look at the teams that are involved in Burnley and Arsenal, and I'm thinking James Ward-Prowse.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Easy one.
Burnley
6.4
because he
minutes.
fouled
Yep.
and is susceptible from set pieces, so he could assist the headers. They concede a lot of chances from headers for Burnley. Whereas for Arsenal, I feel that they're gonna lose that discipline, concede a penalty, concede a free kick. I think it's definitely possible.
All right. Let's jump to Watford versus Leeds. Can I say my run? I'm disappointed with Watford. To be fair, I expect Watford to give at least a fight against Leeds, but Leeds wins 3-0,
Yeah.
like an easy path. And Rafinha involved his first double digit, 10 points this game. I think so. He got
Yes.
that goal. Harrison also had his goal. So you have Kucho. We have Foster. I don't see Watford as something that we should prioritize or even consider if you want to play anyone in game week 36, say, for bench
Yeah.
boost. I don't know what you make up for Watford.
So yeah, so I picked up Cucho thinking that Watford are gonna have some fight. So this, not only did they didn't like fight, but they didn't even manage to score, and Leeds scored 3 goals past them. So I'm a bit I'm just obviously that Cucho was a 1 week punt because I'm free. I won't be bringing the squad in, but it's still. I really thought that they would be able to score, given that Cucho against the weaker sides, he has scored and done well. Yeah, so I'm not sure, but it's really disappointing. And I'll admit I'm guilty of overestimating Watford this season. We run a I have this match prediction competition that I'm involved in, and I always think Watford do better than they actually do most of the time. So maybe there's a bit of soft spot for Watford, but realistically looking at that, no way should you be picking Watford players again. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Let's move to Aston Villa versus Spurs. Okay, and we know Kane and Son show. Son hat trick. Kane hat trick as hat trick of assist. Okay.
Yeah.
Kulusevski back a goal and an assist. So they really, three of them is actually really in form. Spurs on form. They're fighting for top four. They most probably end up in the fourth spot. So I think we really need to get in Spurs. The only bad thing from this game is actually Doherty injury. That's the one thing that people are asking about. Who's the right replacement for Doherty? So what do you think, man, for this game?
Well, yeah, I think we both expected Spurs to win this one. It does seem look like Villa doesn't seem to be able to find out how to win against the stronger teams. Just the case of the margin of winning. I honestly didn't expect a hat trick, but I'll take it. Um, I mean, the Villa is a question that we can talk about later, I suppose. But for
Okay, all
Spurs,
right.
well, credit to Antonio Conte. He's definitely managed to engineer it. And obviously, there are failures by Manchester United and Arsenal along the way
Yep,
that
yep,
helped
yep,
Spurs get to the top four, to jump
yep.
into the top four.
Okay,
So now they need to keep it, and it's looking good for them. But of course,
yep.
as you mentioned earlier, that injury to Doherty, who seems quite integral in that setup. So whether or not Sessegnon and well, to a lesser extent, Reguilon will be able to step up is something that we need to see.
So if this is true, like Doherty injured or out for the season, Royal at maybe 4.4, 4.5 could be an option. I'm not sure. Could
Yeah,
be.
but he's nowhere in terms of the attacking output that
Yep.
Doherty offered. So
Correct.
so I mean, if you're going to triple out on Spurs, you probably go for Kulusevski, Son, and Kane
Oh,
instead.
yep. Yep.
Yeah,
That's the obvious one. For Spurs. So then we know even though they do play only single game this week, but definitely they are on radar and could be on captain picks for this week. Later we walk through.
yeah,
So let's go to former matches. Norwich wins again Burnley, man. Maybe I expect too much from Burnley asset. Nothing from them, but Hossap out before 16 minutes. Give the owners 1 point. Pookie, man, like you mentioned, you like Pookie. Pookie scored, got 3 bonus points.
yeah. So Puki came up again and found a way. So definitely something to obviously Norwich are still bottom of the table, but in the absence of what both Watford and Burnley failing to Norwich. So that you would think there's still a glimmer of hope for them.
That's
Yeah, I
why.
did. Yeah, and this is the bottom table clash, and they won, so they narrowed the gap a bit. Of course, it's still
Far.
a sizable gap, and Burnley still have a game in hand to Norwich. Yeah,
Yep.
but it's only 3 points. So one game and they back in it, and then it becomes a case of trying to drag down Everton and maybe Leeds. Yeah. So Everton of have a game in hand as well. Yes,
Yep.
but it could be interesting, and definitely you maybe at least take a look at Norwich City and see whether or
Yep.
not there's any options.
We know Norwich versus Manchester United this week, man.
Yeah.
So maybe that could be a turning point if let's say Manchester did not turn up and Norwich continue to perform. Yep.
And anyway, a lot of people who wildcarded in game week 31, or including yourself, I suppose, but also who prepared for Burnley having a run of double game week. So far, there's been hardly anything, So the
Yep,
only,
yep.
maybe if you had Cornet, that would probably be it. But Pope, Weghorst, the defenders have all failed, and so far they have done nothing. So
Yep.
game week 33 will be the last chance for them to show, they were worth it. Otherwise, it will be deemed as a failure.
Is it still last chance? I don't know. I feel like want to jump ship now.
Well, it's hard. Did you have Weghorst? I can't remember. You did have
Yeah,
Weghorst,
yeah.
yeah.
Mm,
Yeah,
mm.
but the thing is, Weghorst has been subbed out and he has been put. I think he was benched as well, wasn't he?
Yep. I think
Uh,
so.
so,
Yep.
so yeah, Weghorst has. I think in the eyes of the manager, it looks as though Weghorst has definitely failed. He's had a bright spot, but he hasn't
Eh,
failed to bring up. He's
Yep.
failed to bring about the change that Burnley need. So
Yep.
he's no longer
That's
the.
that's why I said it's a concern, and we shall see whether I still want to keep the horse this week.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's go to Leicester versus Crystal Palace. Leicester did win this game, even though Crystal Palace has the form. Okay.
Yep.
Madison assist. Okay. Typical Madison. He will pop up with assist or random goal. Okay. But Dewsbury Hall actually got a goal and assist, man.
Yes.
So I don't know what's to consider for this.
I don't know if you want to look at.
Hmm,
Don't know if you want to look at Dewsbury Hall. Definitely an
yep,
option for this week. Maybe not for the free hitters who will probably shoe in Madison or Barnes in, but for those who don't have a lot of funds, yeah, they might want to take a punt on Dewsbury Hall.
yep.
Chris- Sorry.
Schmeichel did save penalty. Okay, that's why he got that two bonus point. Okay, Zaha missed penalty, but on rebound he scored the goal.
Yep.
So I don't know whether Schmeichel also can be an option if let's say we not sure whether Ramsdale can be good for the running.
Well, definitely for the free hitters, Michael can be an option as well, with a double game. Probably one of the more decent double game matchups. Yeah, Leicester has, I think it was Newcastle and Everton.
Yep.
Yeah, so against two bottom half of the table
Yep.
sides.
Yep. Okay. All right. Maybe we talk more on Leicester later. Brentford versus West Ham. Okay. By far, Brentford actually did win a game. West Ham
Yeah.
did not turn up. Maybe they are really focused on Europa League. They have a game tonight also. Brentford really trying to push further up to the table for at least for the last 6 to 8 games now. They are on form. To be fair, if you look at their fixture, after I think they have some good matches coming up,
Yes.
and let's say really they want to not on the beach. Okay, they play until the end of the season. The likes of Tony and Bomo could be an option.
Yeah. So I guess the difference is, if you remember who the three promoted sides were: Norwich, Watford,
Bre-
eh,
and Brentford.
and Brentford. Yeah. So Brentford is definitely head and shoulders above the other two promoted sides. So because they're not used to the Premier League. I mean, they haven't been in the Premier League long compared to the rest. So you could argue that Brentford are not one of those teams who you expect will head down to the beach.
Okay.
It does feel like they're gonna try to aim high, as and do as
Yep.
well as possible. And given, if you look at how they've been scoring goals, so they're not content to just score a goal and sit back. They've got the attacking verve again, thanks to Ericsson, and then Mbuemo finding form, Tony also finding form, and Raya, of course, back will help, definitely helped to
Yep.
solidify the defense. So definitely, I think we should look at Brentford assets. Of course, you probably wouldn't go past Tony Mbuemo and to a lesser
Yep.
extent Ericsson.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
but they're in form. Form is good.
Yep.
Yeah, and
Okay.
game week 33, I know that a lot of people are considering keep having a single game, like for example, a Manchester City player against Brighton, a Liverpool player against Manchester United. But no one, there's not been much talk about considering a Brentford player who play Watford.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
Understand?
and much cheaper, and
Yeah.
more
I don't know how
less.
much Tony now. Could it be higher than 6.4? Could be. If
Yeah,
lower,
still
then
still cheap. Yeah,
yeah, could be an exact replacement for White Horse. Okay.
yeah. I mean, maybe between Tony and Kane, Tony is actually a better pick for Game Week 33.
Yep. Okay. Last but not least, the big one, Man City versus Liverpool. Definitely, everyone is on have their eye on this match. Even myself, okay, watching this game with my in-law. Okay, they're also interested to see this game. Okay, it's a good one. 2-2. KDB, Jesus scored the goal. Cancelo got the assist. Mane, Jota, TAA assist, Salah assist. So everyone involved in this game. Even though maybe if let's say people expect the lack of Salah to produce more than an assist, okay, but it's a good game. But this 2-2 result will definitely give us for the run-in. They will fight till the end, man.
Yeah, that's right. And KDB is in such good form. Unfortunately, he got injured. I'm not sure how bad his injury uh, against Atletico Madrid is. Yeah. But we'll have to. But it was good to see Mane, Jota step up. Jota has been in good form as well.
Yep.
He's not the best. He's not the favorite pick these days, but he's been there and he's back to scoring goals. I like TA back there and still doing the job. But yeah,
Yep.
that result means that it's going to be interesting end to the season. But advantage is to Manchester City at the moment.
Okay, fair. TAA reminds us that he
Yeah,
is better than Robertson in terms of bringing the points. He produced this assist. So his value at 8 million plus right now is definitely unquestionable. He's the one,
yeah.
as if let's say coming to
There, there,
defender.
there was an interview a couple of years back, or was it last year, that last season, where Robertson admitted that they have this competition between him and
Okay.
TAA in terms of assisting the attack as much as possible. So the motivation, assuming that's still on, then the motivation is definitely there.
Yep. Remind also Cancelo did produce assist. He's still the one. If let's say people are thinking whether Laporte or even Stone can replace him, the value of Cancelo bring you can see there.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, let's run through fixture ticker a bit before we go to the game week 33 fixture. We sort out based on difficulty and whatever matches that had been set up for 36 and 37. We can see that Leicester is on top. Leicester is definitely on top because they have three double game week coming up: 33, 36, 37. The one thing that we are not sure who the right pick to be. Looks like Madison is the one, the favorite people picking him. His price has risen to 7 million now. Okay. Next, Burnley. I don't think so, although he's actually second in this spot. But Chelsea, the next one, we know 36, 37, but we know somewhere 34, 35, they will have another double game week. So that's where Chelsea asset is definitely good to consider. And for you, 34 wildcard is definitely the one that you're looking at, Chelsea asset.
Yeah.
Spurs on fourth, okay. Even though they might not have as much as double game week as others, they are on form. You can see that only Liverpool and Arsenal who are actually playing at 36 that a concern, but the rest should be okay until the end. Arsenal to an extent, then Crystal Palace and Everton. So what you make up of this, man? If you can say anything.
Yeah. So the thing, the quest for um, Chelsea, to be honest, Chelsea look great at the moment in terms of assets. I think without the Champions League, they go to the fore in terms of FPL picks. Having said that, Leicester is that's really attractive looking fixture, but I guess we have to remember that Leicester are still involved in the Europa Conference and they play PSV, so it may impact that as well. Let's find out tonight how that goes. So and
So that's I think the tricky part. Leicester, if they
yeah,
stay in the Europe competition,
yeah,
you can never say anything about Leicester asset.
yeah.
We are
So
never gonna show.
so apparently that schedule will be, they will, if they go through, then Leicester will play in game week 34 after the Villa game, and in game week 35 the return leg after the Spurs game. So that means, uh, disregarding the fact that it's Europa League, they will have five double game weeks in a row. Yeah. So
Okay.
from 33 to 37, they playing five double game weeks in a row, assuming they win tonight, assuming they go through to the next stage. So that's really, really tough on the squad. So that's the part where it makes you feel a bit more hesitant in going all out in Leicester assets, even though the
Yep.
schedule looks attractive. Um,
Yep.
Burnley, yeah, I guess I don't know. It's hard to gain hope. Although I don't know why I feel like I need to have at least one Burnley player for this game week.
If you want to have one, it's definitely Connect. I don't think you should think of others.
Okay. Yep. But other than that, yep. Arsenal doesn't look so great at the moment. So, yeah, that's all I can point out. At the but just to point out at the bottom for those who are considering West Ham and Wolves, they are not involved in any double games at all, and the fact that the bottom of the fixture ticker also suggests they have bad matchups. West Ham, as we know, are also still involved in Europa League.
Yep.
So, although it looks like Bowen might be a good pick again, but probably not a good idea.
Yep. We all know the pattern now. Whoever has Leeds and Wolves and Villa asset, they definitely jump ship this week to whoever playing double this week. If you are not have any wild card, or maybe you just played your wild card before. Okay, so the likes of Rafinha, Coutinho, or any Wolves player will definitely out from your team. Okay, and then you
Yep.
concentrate. But the tricky one, we know Aston Villa are going to have some and a double somewhere 34 35, and they have a good double, so that's the tricky part. And people are also talking about whether to keep Coutinho, but I still feel he needs to go to accommodate better player. Okay,
Yep.
Wolves definitely are down there, man. Blank, but another fixture that they need to be rescheduled is actually again Man City. So
Mm,
definitely they are bottom of the ticker.
which makes it even worse.
Okay, let's
All right.
go to double game with 33, man. It is
Yep.
the one that we are looking at. We are need to focus on that. We can see there 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams playing double this week. A lot of people are preheating, bench boosting this week. It's definitely a busy week to figure out what's the best team for you, for everyone. Okay, so currently we can see here. Okay, highlight of the game. People are interested in Manchester United players. Okay, definitely Norwich at home. Okay, but Liverpool away. Okay, uh, Leicester can consider good games, both game away to Newcastle and Everton. Okay, Burnley to an extent. Before this, we talked about West Ham and Southampton. Newcastle playing both at home. That's I think it's a good matchup. Leicester and Crystal Palace. Southampton to an extent, maybe they can take advantage of Arsenal form now, and Burnley away. So I highlighted some of the players there. Okay, Bruno, Ronaldo, Sancho for Man United. I think that's the one people are looking at. Arsenal, I don't know. Saka, Martinelli, Odegaard. The rest we are not too sure now. Madison and Barnes is definitely the one that to consider for Leicester. Then Newcastle, Sa, Woods, and Willock. Maybe Willock. I'm not too sure. Then Burnley, Horse, and Cornet is the one that people are interested. So, what do you think, man? Which team that we should focus and target for
Okay,
'23?
just on the faces of fixture alone, then Leicester has the best. Although they playing away, but it's against the two of the bottom half sides, which no other team is happening at the moment. By the way, only Leicester is the only team whose double game week faces two bottom half sides. Yeah. So I know a lot of people are interested in Newcastle, the defense, but they are playing Leicester and Crystal Palace. The only who are both top 10 sides. The only thing is that Newcastle are playing at home, so that's the argument that they could have some advantage there. Um, Southampton, they have one favorable matchup against Burnley, but of course, the accusation of them splashing and splashing on the beach is still there. Arsenal is no longer as good as it thought, and so Arsenal is, although Southampton does look like a good matchup, the Chelsea one, they're gonna be facing a very angry Chelsea, I think. Yeah, but I totally agree with all the players, except for maybe Weghorst. For Leicester, I probably want to add Nacho. You have Nacho there. I think he will play an integral part in the run in. And the good thing about Martinelli, just to highlight, because I just received news that apparently Lacazette wasn't training today.
Okay.
So we don't know what's the injury news there, but the fact he wasn't training is an indicator that he may be injured. And we know that Martinelli, he loves to score goals. So yeah, plays to
Yep.
target Bruno Ronaldo. Sancho is disappointed, but they should still be targeted simply for that first match against Norwich.
Okay. Just look a sample of free hit draft. I took it from um, Premier League fantasy, and we can see there. Okay, there were definitely mixture of single game week and double game week players. Looks like we are not going to really all out in all players who playing double. You can see that Schumacher is the favorite one. Cancelo against Brighton. Gabriel Arsenal played 2 games. Shah playing both at home. He's also a good player and has attacking return. Bruno, the one. We can see that people are captaining him. Okay, Norwich home and Liverpool away. Son, okay, against Brighton. That's no surprise. Madison, okay, the one from Leicester side. Saka still maintained there. What pros that you mentioned could be the one that we should be looking at.
Yeah.
Then Kane and Woods up front main. So we can see that 3 single game week and the rest is double game week players. What do you think, man? As a guide for free
Yeah,
hit
yeah.
this week?
I think it's a good guide. Although on my part, even though Cancelo is a good pick, I think I probably even still have my draft. The only worry with him is the fact that they play in the FA Cup first. For the other two single gamers, Son and Kane, yeah, no argument there. I think in the basis of form alone, they belong there. So which kind of implies that if you look at the basis of form, should we even captain Fernandez? And given that Norwich did win their last match, Manchester United didn't. Both teams played a relegation side, so so Norwich are gonna think that they might get something here. I don't know.
Yep.
But of course they're playing at Old Trafford, and can you imagine the scenes if Manchester United were to lose against Norwich at Old Trafford now? Oh, I can't imagine what it looked like. It could even look like
They straight away will announce Eric Hunter coming in definitely
uh,
after that.
yeah, to appease the fans, right? Yeah. Anyway, Madison, of course, for his dead ball ability and his attacking over Barnes, I can get that. Um, injury worries aside, Saka, yeah. So if I were to choose an Arsenal midfielder, I would probably go for Martinelli. Yeah, it's just that Saka sometimes disappears. He's does well. Whereas Martinelli, we know that Saka is the better all round player, of course. Martinelli is more of a goal scorer type. But it's just that I feel like if I wanted to have Fernandez and Son and Kane or Ronaldo, then maybe I would not. I might use Saka to Martinelli and use the funds to strengthen my team elsewhere. I'm not comfortable with. Yeah. So Schmeichel, as mentioned, against two bottom half sides. Yep, that's good. Although I wonder if there's any value in doubling up in the Leicester defense.
Okay, all right. So I think this is good. Some of the picks here definitely people will consider to bring in for free hit. Even myself, let's say free hitting, I can see this could be my core. I change 1 or 2 players only. I think this is a good guide. Yeah. So later we walk through your team in free hit because you're definitely set up for that. Okay, mid tables team. Just a glance through whether they're on beach or they're still in the fight. Min, over to you.
Okay. Yeah. So if I just wanted to take a look at these are the teams between the ninth place to 14th. Okay. So they look like they're going to be safe from relegation, but at the same time they're too far from the Europe spots. For example, Leicester City, they're 9 points away from Wolves. Although they do have more games in hand, but the fact that they're also playing in the League, Conference League, that becomes an issue. Having said that, in terms of the goals, they are still scoring the goals, but they're conceding about the same. So, but if you contrast that with Crystal Palace, who are 3 points lower, who have scored 10 goals and conceding only two. So for me, it looks as though Crystal Palace are really, really gunning for it and trying to achieve their best under Vieira. I think Vieira has instilled that, so what? It's not about safety. Let's go high as possible.
Yep.
The thing though, so and to contrast that with Leicester, sure they won the last game, but then the worry is that with as I mentioned earlier, they're going to be playing 5 double game weeks in a row, including the Europa matches. If they win tonight, that I feel that that's going to taper off a bit. Brighton are the problem. Are in super bad form. Only scoring 3 goals, the worst among the bunch, and conceding 7. Having said that, they did ambush Arsenal last week, so it's a case of deciding whether or not there's a turnaround there. I feel that Aston Villa have hit a rut, but to be fair, they've been losing against the better teams. But I do worry that Aston Villa will be the type that are content and just look to next season to do something. Yeah, they invested heavily, but hasn't really proved returned anything more than they would have liked. So I'm really worried about Aston Villa already downing the tools. Contrast that with Brentford. I mentioned earlier, I think Brentford are going to aim for as high as possible. They got 12 and 4 best goal difference together with Crystal Palace, 8 goals difference. So they're in such good goal scoring form now, and they're going to continue. And we'll see later that if Tony continues to do well and scores, then maybe he'll fancy himself to be an outside contender for the Golden Boot. Southampton, that this is why all the discussion came in, is because the fact that Southampton looks like they are already on the beach. Yeah, so they're the most victim, conceding 15 goals, although 6 goals alone was to Chelsea last week. But you would have thought that at home they would put out a lot more fight, and they didn't. So so maybe we should look at teams and target Southampton.
Yep, I can see that Crystal Palace and Brentford is the one that we can see there in terms of form, okay, scoring and conceding is also good. So Crystal Palace, as we know, they have double in 36. Definitely, if let's say your preheating or even band boosting in 36, Crystal Palace you definitely consider, like the likes of Mateta still cheap, Zaha still on form, he keeps scoring, he took penalty. So I think there was those two that coming into my mind. Other for Brentford, definitely Tony Mbomo, and to an extent Eriksen.
So Crystal Palace play Chelsea in the FA Cup, and they had the cheek to ask Chelsea whether they would allow Conor Gallagher to play. Gallagher is a Chelsea player, but of course Chelsea said no. so that's not going to happen. Having said that, after this game week, I don't know. I think Conor Gallagher could turn up as a decent asset to have.
I forgot him. Yep.
He hasn't performed. He hasn't really contributed much in FPL points, but I think he's still a strong pick. If you want someone who's more likely, then that would be Zaha, isn't it?
Yep, Zaha informed, to be fair, after coming back to the World Cup qualifier, right? Okay.
Yep.
Okay, let's run through game week 33 fixture. Okay, at a glance, we already mentioned the 17th, but the single game week team that we can mention here, the early kickoff, Spurs versus Brighton, the one that people are targeting. To be fair, Spurs could actually turn up a high scoring game again against Brighton. Okay. Next is what else that we can see here? Single game week. I don't know. Liverpool, Manchester. Okay. Liverpool do have a fixture this week against Manchester. We can still remember the reverse fixture. They trashed Manchester at home 5-0, and Salah got an hat-trick in that game. I think I would like to remind people that Salah could still come out strong in this game. They really need these 3 points, and Salah could be the one. Okay. And other than that, Man City versus Brighton. Okay. Even though we cannot predict Man City side who's going to play, but definitely that the one fixture that we should be we should be highlighting. Min, anything else, Min? You want to say?
Um, yeah, worried about that Spurs Brighton, and if I was free hitting, I don't feel like going in with both Son and Kane. I might just have one person, um, one of them. I think you'll see that in my free hit draft.
Okay.
Manchester United, Norwich. I'm not that sold on that either now. Now that I've had a better think about it. But that's that. It is what it is. We'll have to see, um, come closer to the deadline and decide whether Manchester United are interested in playing. Still interested. I in terms of that double game. So I mentioned about Southampton being on the beach, but they do have decent matchups: Arsenal and Burnley. Yeah, so it's all up to them whether or not they want to continue, being in that form. Or but of course that 6-0 might be a wake up call for them. Who knows?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
and cause them to perform much better. Again, so Chelsea, Arsenal, Manchester City, Brighton, Liverpool, Manchester United, and Newcastle, Crystal Palace. These all involve teams that are playing on the Saturday, so or Sunday, for the FA Cup, and so I'm really reluctant to. Although most of them are good matches, but I'm not gonna over invest in it. Maybe one or two players at the most.
Okay, Min. Like you mentioned, Brentford against Watford. Brentford could be the one a cheeky pick. Okay, and West Ham versus Burnley. Okay, people not relating about Bowen, right? So maybe West Ham against Burnley, Bowen can turn up again and score.
Maybe.
Okay, we go to captain pick. Okay, this is double game with 33, and surprise, surprise, Salah actually not to be considered at the top pick. He's ended up 5% only, man. Okay, because Liverpool only play one game. Okay, Son coming on top now, 21,000. Sorry, 21% people are voting him. Then Madison, then Bruno, close fight at second place. To be fair, Kane also not that far. So I put an option there. Okay, four option for this week. Spurs versus Brighton. Son, the top one. Okay, maybe he's the one, the right one, even though they only play once. Madison play twice, both away. Newcastle and Everton. Bruno, Manchester United play Norwich. That's what people are aiming to get big points there and maybe some points against Liverpool. And then Kane on the fourth. So, what do you think, man? Should we consider the single game beat or stick with the same logical pick whoever playing twice?
I just feel that this week, I'm quite a rebel in terms of picking single game week captains over double game week
I
players,
know,
but
I know.
I do feel that this week may be the week to go for a double gamer though. Yeah, I'm a
Okay.
bit worried about the Spurs Brighton game because after they lost Doherty, and Brighton might be up for it. If Brighton have Webster back, he was a sub, so if he starts, then I think Brighton's defense will improve a bit. So I'm not against having the Spurs players, but I don't see myself captaining them at the moment. In fact, the only double gamer in this list is Madison, isn't it? So, oh no,
Bruno.
Fernandez. Sorry, Fernandez. Of
Yeah.
course, yeah. So of course with Fernandez, there's a form issue there. So that's the biggest problem as well.
Yeah. So if let's say we're captaining double game week players, okay, it's definitely from Manchester United or Leicester, right? I
Hmm,
can't see unless you consider Arsenal players, but I'm not too sure on them also.
okay. Um, no, not Arsenal. Not Arsenal either. If you were to choose, then I think Martinelli is not a bad pick.
Okay. All right. Quickly run through, Min. This is something that you put up just to highlight to viewers on the Golden Boot
Okay.
chase.
So I just wanted to highlight how things have changed where the Golden Boot is concerned. Maybe it wasn't on everyone's mind yet, but it may have uh, stuck into people's heads a bit more. So I just briefly the table after game week 28, that was the total goals that each of these players had scored. And the third column, which is at game week 33, is actually before game week 33, which is this week, but after game week 32. So so that's the updated goals tally for each player. So as you can see, in the space of 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, in the space of 5 game weeks, Salah has only scored 1 goal. And you contrast that to Son, who scored 6 goals in the same period. Both of them had, of course, Liverpool didn't have a game in game week 30, so he has one less game. But still, the fact remains that he hasn't scored. And it doesn't look good for him. I mean, you can argue the underlying stats all you like, but in the end, he's not clinical. He hasn't been clinical. He hasn't put away those chances. So I don't know if Son himself fancies that golden boot thing now. Now that he's looking at it, is he eyeing it a bit more now, thinking he's getting close? Because he's narrowed the gap in such a short space of time. And the funny thing with Son is he's surrounded by Liverpool players. So there's Salah, Jota, and Mane all surrounding him. So those are the alternative competition. And that can only hurt Salah's chances, because if they scoring as well, then Salah will feel he doesn't have to score as much anymore. So it's giving a Son opportunity to potong.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So then on that, and the Leicester, you have Ronaldo, Kane, Tony. Of course, Ronaldo always wants to score goals. Kane seems to be okay as that provider these days, acting as a Firmino role, or wins the header and gets for the second ball. And Tony, of course, he seems to be on acceleration mode now, so he may, of course, look to score. Now, of course, in terms of listed as a striker, he is equal to Ronaldo and Kane, so he's right there at the top.
Yep. I put you on the spot, man.
Yes.
Okay. Salah and Son, right? They are fighting, and looks like Son really on form. Is Son, if there's a lot of people are ditching Salah, looks like it, is replacing Salah to Son is something we should consider.
Yes. Yes. No doubt. The Liverpool have the better quality overall in the squad. Yeah, but at the moment, if you're looking on form, then Son's form is far much better than Salah. Yeah. So yeah, I would definitely consider Son. I think we can't be too loaded down on the baggage with Salah being a must. The Perma captain. I think that time is over. And anyone who still thinks that is
especially coming to the last 6 game of the season or something like that. This is something that we can be differential and push further up, especially the squad like us, right?
Yep. Yeah. So
okay, man.
So, yeah. Yep.
I think we go to your team. Your free hitting this week.
I forgot to share. Hold on. Can you give me? I forgot to click it on. Okay, so okay. While we wait for that screen, I'm as mentioned earlier, I am going to be free hitting.
So I think your strategy now will free hit this week, World Cup next week, and bench boost on 36. I can see that, right?
It's either 36 or 37. It ultimately will depend on how my team is set up, but the safer way is to go 36, because who knows what will happen in 37. So at the moment, can you see? Is my screen coming up?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Sorry, this is my points team. Okay, pick team. Okay, so this is my free hit team as it stands. Okay, so I've got Ramsdale and Pope as your keepers.
There's a lot of money invested there. Okay.
Yeah, so Cancelo, James, but again, I'm decided Livramento. I've gone for Maguire as Manchester United defender. So I've maxed up on Manchester United, Maguire, Fernandes, or Ronaldo.
You trust in Manchester? Okay, right.
I'm not sure. I should be disappointed after disappointed me against Everton, but I can't just look at 1 week. Okay, so I mentioned earlier Ward-Prowse, so I put in Ward-Prowse. I like Nacho's son is hard for me to remove him because he's in such scintillating form. But as I mentioned before, I wanted to choose only one player, so I went for Son and so I don't have
Okay, fair,
Kane. So in Kane's
fair.
place, I have Ronaldo. Um, so that Shah pick, I think I'm going to move him up. Actually, I think he
I
will
think Shah
go
is better
for.
pick than Livramento. I think so.
No, I'm going to put him instead of Cancelo because
Oh,
I want to reduce the risk of the players in from playing in the FA Cup and
okay,
getting
all right.
injured. So even James, I'm probably gonna. This is the more likely structure
Okay.
um, that I'm going to go for. Um, so
You use up
the
all the money, lah,
captaincy
right?
is a question. Yeah. Yeah. Because got an expensive bench with James and Cancelo. Um, so Ericsson, I feel that he can do something there. Although whether or not it should be Mbeumo Tony is a question. But I feel that I we should consider a Brentford single gamer as opposed to a Chelsea or Liverpool or a Brighton, simply because they have such a good matchup and they're not involved in the FA Cup. So that's why he's in. So that's it. Ward-Prowse I mentioned earlier. So it's just, but of course I need to decide whether or not Southampton are you know
Yep.
decided to stop holidaying and actually perform. So there you go.
Yep. Okay, I think this is a core team. Ramsdale, you still think Ramsdale will perform better than Michael?
No,
Do you think?
yeah. So this is this keeper spot is hard to decide, and Schmeichel might be
Okay.
the better pick actually. To be honest, it's just that he's playing
Okay.
both matches
Yep.
away, so I'm
Yep.
a bit worried about
Yep.
that.
I think it's between Ramsdale and Schumacher. I think lah. Okay. I
Okay.
will not consider Pope. Okay. Uh, and I'll play Cancelo over Livramento just in case. I don't know. He plays, then if he not, then Livramento coming in. I feel lah. Maguire and Shah,
True.
okay. I ni. Harrison, okay, fine. Martinelli over Saka, okay. I think just between those things. I don't know whether you still have money for Saka if you still favor him. What Ross I like. I will not. You do not have any Leicester midfield, okay? Who's actually people are thinking
Yeah.
Barnes or Madison. I don't know whether it's something to think of. And then Ronaldo against Kane lah. Just fight between those spot. You go Ronaldo because he has two fixture. I won't blame you because you have this opportunity because you're on free hitting. So
Yeah.
yep, that's my
So
comment.
yeah. So on the Leicester midfielder, it is a question. So I guess let's see how tonight's match goes and move from there. Yeah, I'm a bit worried.
Okay, all right. Okay, good man.
All
We
right.
will definitely come back to your free hitting team on our deadline stream.
Yeah.
Let's
And
go
yours.
to my let's go to my team. Okay, I comment for my bench boost team. Okay, I'm definitely bench boost team. I have two free transfer to do for this week. Not sure what I'm gonna plan to do, but these my options. Okay, for my team, currently I have Ramsdale, TAA, Cancelo, James. All TAA, Cancelo, James only have one game, but I have to try out. They could actually perform. Saka, Kulusevski, Havertz, and Salah. Okay, in midfield. Then White Horse still start there. Kane and Broja. Okay, so I have to do play twice this week. They have Foster, White, Gordon, and Sa on my bench. All the cheapies. But the cheapies are playing two games, okay, which is White and Sa. So some of my option, okay, is if I favor Schmeichel and Woods, I bring them in for Ramsdale and Whitehorse. I feel Whitehorse is not doing well, and definitely he could miss odd minutes, or maybe he actually being benched. So there's a risk there. Okay.
Yeah.
Woods, on the other hand, because he played twice, he's um more in terms of their minutes, is more secured. And if I still start with Woods, Newcastle play Norwich in game week 34. So it's still something to consider. All right. The second option is to take out Salah and Kulu and bring in Sun and Madison. A straight swap for so-called the informed player and Madison who played twice. Okay. And or another option is Bruno and Madison because Bruno played twice. So what do you think, man?
Okay, so the Madison plus Bruno one appeals to me more, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just a case of Salah Kulu. But then but then that's for favor of because of Bruno. But if you're not comfortable with Manchester United, then definitely option number two is the best for me. Yeah, and because Manchester United have been convincing, and Son is in scintillating form, so second option is the only one that gets you Son. So actually, I'm gonna go for your second option best. Yeah,
Okay.
on the basis of form. Yeah,
Yep.
Son and Madison is definitely a step up over.
Just ask a question. People are afraid to take out Salah. I'm also afraid to take out Salah. He could actually explode against Manchester United. What your comment?
No.
But asking you, you're the one who actually keep changing Salah to Mane and so on. So I think
Yeah,
you don't mind this kind of move.
I think we need to face the facts that Salah is not in form. Granted, he can perform on any day. He can suddenly perform, but how often are we going to keep playing the same argument? Say, oh, just in case. Oh, you never know. He can on any day he can form. And the most annoying argument for me is, uh, form is temporary, class is permanent. Yeah, so okay, class is permanent, but when do I get to see that class? Can you tell me when that class is going to happen? So obviously I could be proven wrong and suddenly he
Okay.
explodes, but we've been using the same argument for the last few weeks and be captaining Salah, and we haven't gotten any much, have we?
Okay.
So
Fair.
so so I'm I'd rather let's the and okay. So Salah was also benched in the Champions League match, like
Yep.
Mane,
Yep.
but that's to save because he wants to field a strong squad for the FA Cup.
Which
Yeah,
is against Man City. Yep.
so let's just face it. We don't have to worry about Salah not starting the Premier League match. I think he will still start as long as he doesn't get injured. But that's the other argument I have for for selling Salah is the fact that he could get injured against FA Cup. So
Yep.
hence
Yep.
your son has the Son plus Madison option is safe, assuming that Madison doesn't get injured tonight. Then Son plus Madison will help ensure that both at least they will start at least one match.
All right, man. Thanks for the advice. We will finalize our team in our deadline stream.
Okay.
And we are about to come to the end of the show. But maybe before that, we take up Rakan FPL question, man.
Okay, so here's a few questions. So we'll just run it. We don't need to flash it. Let's just run it. So Cancelo or Shah for me, I go for Shah simply because of the risk. I play for the risk. How about you?
Cancelo or Sa? Yep, definitely Sa.
Yeah.
But if I can feel both, I'll definitely do both. Okay.
Okay.
If let's say you're free hitting Rakan FPL, I think Shah is the one. Okay.
Okay. Then other one is keep James. James, yeah, keep if you don't have any chips, then just keep him
Yep. Yep.
because he will
Yep.
do well in the future weeks, if not this week. Um, then Madison or Barnes, that's a tough one. We can only find out after tonight and make our decision from there. But on the basis, I would go for Madison simply because he has the set pieces in his locker.
Yep.
Wood
Yep.
or Saint Wood or sorry, stop me anytime. Wood or Saint Maximum. So see, this is the part. Wood has penalties, but I like ASM more, so I would go for ASM. Have
Okay,
this.
but his fitness is a concern, lah, right? That's the
Yes,
only
correct.
thing that we need to consider. To be fair, Sam Maximum looks more dangerous and lively. If he can really, we know his condition in terms of play minutes and so on. I think ASN is definitely a better pick.
Okay.
Che Adams or Broja, I mean, if let consider Southampton asset.
Neither. But if you were to hold a gun to my head, I'd say Adams. But no, neither.
All right. I have Broja, but I'm not too sure. I'll definitely play him. I will not take him out on my bench boost team. Last but not least, Schmeichel or Dubravka for free hitting, I suppose.
I like Dubravka more because I think Newcastle's defense is a bit more solid than Leicester.
Yep. And Dubravka also played twice at home, so I think Dubravka is the right choice.
That's right. Yep. Actually, I should go for Dubravka in my free hit. What am I talking about?
Well, maybe you still have time to consider that. Yep. At 4.4. Yep. So we come to the end of the show. Just to remind managers, our deadline this week will be on Saturday at least. It's not going to be on Friday. Saturday on 6 p.m. I think we're going to live early morning on Saturday, man, to finalize our team and walk through the team news. Okay. Before we go, thank you for all viewers who are actually supporting this channel, who is actually watching us right now. Do give a thumbs up to our content and also subscribe to our YouTube FPL Jedi show. Min, your last word.
All the best. Nothing from me. May the force be with you, and let's see green arrows, everyone.
Yup. Thank you, guys, and see you again. Bye-bye.
Bye.